All right, cool. I think we're live. We're off. Yeah, let me try to flip this. Okay, that didn't work. Remix. All right, that seems to be the best one. Hello there. Thought I'd dress up for this one. Still quite not right. Yeah. All right, hope you appreciate that view of my ceiling. All right, I'm on the frame a little bit more. All right, so the call-in number is in the description box. We are live, and the topic today is proof you don't love your mother. So we all have this mushy, dishonest love. Not all, but most people have this mushy, dishonest love that we actually love our mothers. But when you actually look at it in the totality of things, is it truly love? So this is not a lecture. Again, the sole purpose of this is to ultimately practice stillness. But this is just something that we can all observe together. So again, the call-in number is in the description box. Let me make sure I have that right. 386, hold on 1 second for me. 386-287-9599. And I'll leave it open. I'm gonna move around a little bit. I'll be notified if someone calls in, and let's just see if we can observe and fellowship about the topic. Also, at the end of this, I'll do a customary 15 minutes of stillness. Definitely feel free to participate with me as well too. Again, very simple practice. Tilt your head slightly, feel a natural focus in between your eyebrows, turn your hands over, close your eyes, watch your thoughts pass. So, we're active. I'm just gonna test it out. Make sure everything's working. Let me know what you think about my outfit too. So it looks like that did work. All right, let me get into the frame a little bit more. Yeah, looks like the one shoulders. Gotcha. Yeah, could you go to your mom and forgive her? And a lot of people say forgive her for what? Well, our energies at one point was absolutely perfect. That's undeniable. Who do we come in contact with first? And this is not something to say that mothers are evil. Again, I don't subscribe to all that. I subscribe to lost or not lost. And there is a path. And the path is peace at all times. So the practice of stillness is just something that will aid. What I also see with going to forgive our mothers is something that will aid as well too. And it looks like someone might be here. But being able to go to them and just saying, at any point in time, if I looked at this incorrectly, I apologize. And then also, I appreciate if you knew better, you would have did better. So that's all it's about. So if you see that this is not something, even if you say you have a great relationship with your mother, something that you can't do, then that's something to pay close attention to. And again, this is a fellowship. And I'll stay here maybe for another 10, 15 minutes, just to leave the line open. I do have some chairs here. I'm gonna enjoy a few. Don't be shy. Jump in. These are just interesting topics to take us away from day-to-day life, where things can be at times seeming overwhelming. And that's also what stillness is about as well too, is to be able to reflect, observe on a day-to-day basis, and pull us outside of the secular world, so to speak. Don't tell me I put on this fancy shirt for nothing. And then also in another live chat, we'll see how this one goes. We can also talk about forgiveness and how that's actually done. And it's not, a powwow or anything like that. If you don't see that there's a need to forgive, don't forgive. Again, discontinue, disregard. But if you see that you have anger, you see that you sometimes do things that you did not want to do, it's almost as if you were controlled by something, then again, that's something to pay attention to. Something to definitely pay close attention to. So this whole practice, because there's nothing that we can really change on our own, we're just moving off the energy. None of us are in control. Only thing that we can do is just be aware. And then once you start being aware of things, you'll start being saying attempted to reconnect. All right, cool. I'm gonna go off screen for just a hot second, but you can call me. I'll absolutely have the phone here. And also when you call in, everyone will be able to enjoy the conversation. I won't participate in any type of trolling or anything like that. That'll be immediately just, removed. But everyone will be able to share fellowship with one another. So maybe something you can go and revisit. Maybe you get an ideal. I love to write things down. I see that's a very beneficial way to make sure that I'm covering certain topics that may have importance. Sometimes I write things down, I go back later, I observe it, and I put 2 lines in between it because it still doesn't have the same type of relevance at that present moment. I was hoping to get one person. We're about a little over 8 minutes in. And definitely share. This is something that is a practice. This is something that, to me, can be beneficial worldwide. And I truly see that, as far as what we are in our essence, being energy, this is an absolute huge value for our energy. But we have to be aware of what happened. How do we arrive at the point that we're at today? And it's absolute proof. If you haven't done necessary exercises to correct your energy, I'm 99% sure that's proof that you don't love your mother. Can't love anyone in that sense. It's impossible. But it's interesting, it seems that there's more reaction when I fellowship to people, when I say there's proof that you don't love your mother, as opposed to saying it's proof you don't love your sister or your dog or something like that. People seem to hold a little bit closer to that. I've noticed that and been aware of it. So this is why I wanted to open up this dialogue, so that way maybe others can be aware of it as well too. And then what do you do once you're aware of it? Once you're aware of it, you perform the practices in order to improve your energy so you can overcome it. And to me, that's when you're the real you. And you'll still be able to do certain things. Some people have the silly notion that if you take these necessary steps that one's gonna lose themselves. Was that you before? or was it a not you? Because clearly this is a better path. That's something to be aware of as well too. And I'm just ad-libbing. Again, I like the live interaction. It's not a soapbox. I would say this is more of a church. And individually, we're all the church. All right, so I'm about 11 minutes in. I give it another 4 minutes. Hopefully people are getting the notifications and stuff like that. Also, I would be interested in hearing other topics as well too. Something that may be outside of the box, as long as it's kept, professional within a fellowship, knowing that none of us truly know the ultimate, other than to be able to experience it. And to me, that's where stillness comes in, where you actually experience the ultimate. You actually know that this is a greater energy, a greater source than yourself, and you're actively practicing that. Again, it's all about the awareness. So none of us truly know. This is just an option to be able to see. And I'll tell you guys a little quick story because I got a little bit more time. Once I started doing stillness, this is where a lot of the so-called awakening happening. But this is when I started to really observe and see things, and a lot of stuff started to slow down for me, is when I went to forgive my mother. First, I saw it as something that could be truth, and I observed it for a while. And after observing it for a while, I knew that this was something that should be done. So I made a pseudo plan, so to speak, to meet up with my mom and to say, if you knew better, you could have did better. And also that I can see that this is what took me off course and may have led to me making some questionable decisions. Once I forgave my mom and I was able to look her straight in the eyes, for people that your mother might have expired through stillness and getting to know yourself and being aware of yourself, you'll be able to remove that and be able to see a little bit clearer as well too. But going back to the story, when I went to forgive my mom and I looked her in the eyes and told her, hey, I see that this is why I made some questionable decisions, is because there was a lack of understanding on my part. There was a lack of being on the right path as far as energy. And I understand also that I had to forgive my father as well too, because he should have been protecting me and making sure that I made the best possible decisions. And me saying, hey, I looked at it from that perspective is what sent me in a different direction than where I needed to go, and to be optimal. That's what it's about. It's not saying that there's anything wrong if you do, if you don't. To me, this is an exercise, this is a practice, this is a way of life to be optimum. But when I forgave her and I said, I appreciate the opportunity to be here, and if you knew better, you would have did better, and I apologize for essentially judging you. And she took it extremely well. I was actually very pleased as far as how that all manifested. It went extremely well. So you may be surprised. You may be surprised to see that, it goes in a different direction than what you so-called initially thought. So just observe that. And to me, it's, if you see that this could be something that could be catastrophic or could create some type of rift, that is definitely something to pay close attention to. But I've rambled on long enough. We're gonna do 15 minutes of stillness if you're still with me. If you're not with me, watch the video later. Try the stillness. Doesn't have to be 15 minutes. It could be 2, 5, 7, whatever you have time for. But again, if you apply the stillness to your life, I see that you'll be able to have huge benefits as far as your overall well-being and how you operate, and then also the decisions that you're making. But I do like some of these hot topics, so to speak, so that way we can, fellowship and get different perspectives in a pleasant manner. So I'm going to start the 15-minute stillness, and if you're still with me, it'd be great if you do it as well too. Again, if not, you can always do it later. All right, let's do it. And also, really quick, I will be performing a 30-minute challenge later. Actually, it looks like we got somebody in here. I can't see who it is, but they're here. Hey, I got the stillness on hold for just a hot second. Whoever's here, if you want to chime in, whether it's in the chat, you feel more comfortable that way, or you can call the 386 number in the description box in order to, do a live interaction. And I'll give you a couple of minutes to do that. It's nice to see that everything seems to be working pretty properly. And if you are watching, be patient. There's definitely some value here, and as time goes, I see that this could get a lot smoother. All right, for the person that is here, I do appreciate you coming in and just watching. I'm going to do the stillness. If you do want to do it with me, that would be great. And catch you guys next time after this. All right, hands up. Remember, you want to have your feet planted on the ground. If you can't, that's okay as well too. The most important part is to turn your hands over, tilt your head, and then just relax and let the thoughts pass. Don't judge any of them. Awesome. Who did it with me? For the one person that's still here, I appreciate you. Thanks for doing it with me. And again, it's just allowing thoughts to pass. It's allowing your energy to be still so that way you can see. Again, a lot of things will slow down for you the more and more that you practice it. Please share this video with others that definitely may see value with it. Maybe present it to a person that maybe doesn't see value with it. Again, this is a practice. This is just a way of life. This is not something that you have or have not to do. Be still, be well. See if I can figure out how to end this.